you can hear me and see me, give me a Y in your chat box. If you can hear me and see me, give me a Y in the chat box. Alrighty. How's everybody doing today? Y'all doing good? All right, we'll get ready to hop right into our morning routine. Okay, so here we go. Trade Club. Welcome to Trade Club. But first, as always, our disclaimer. Let's take a couple seconds to read that. All right. All right, now let's say our trader's creed and get our minds right and ready for these markets. I am a consistent winner. I objectively identify my edges. I predefine my risk on every trade. I completely accept the risk or I'm willing to scale back. I act on my edges without reservations or hesitation. I continually monitor my susceptibility to making errors. I pay myself as the market makes money available to me. I never violate these principles of success. Okay, let's go to forexfactory.com. Make sure we are on the correct date, Wednesday, February 26th. 10 a.m., we got an orange folder, new home sales. 10:30 a.m., we got an orange folder, crude oil inventories. And day one, the G20 meetings. So if you're not familiar with the G20 meetings, okay, and then this tentative President Trump will speak. If you're not familiar with what the G20 meetings are, you can click that folder and it'll give you information. So G20 meetings are attended by finance ministers and central bankers from 20 industrialized nations, including the G7. So the G7 are the top 7 currencies in the world, the top most powerful currencies in the world. And central banks, if you're not familiar with what a central bank is, the Fed, like in America, the central bank is what actually creates and controls the money in the country, not the government. So the United States dollar is controlled, created, and printed by a private company, not the government. And that private company is known as a central bank, and that was started in 1913. And if you haven't, you should read the book, The Creature of Jekyll Island, and it will teach you and talk to you about the creation of the central bank, and how the United States dollar came off of the gold standard in 1971 and is now a fiat, or has been a fiat currency since 1971. So the United States dollar, everybody, just in case you did not know, is not real. It's a digital currency. The Fed, which is the Central Bank of America, the Federal Reserve, controls it, prints more at the click of a button, or stops printing more at the click of a button. Just so you know that the United States dollar is not backed by a physical commodity anymore since 1971. It is backed by the good and faith of the United States, which the United States is a government. The Fed is a private company. And actually, if you really want to go deep, the United States is a private company too. The United States is actually an incorporated company. Do your own research, not going down that rabbit hole today. Okay? So yes. All right. So that is Forex Factory. All right, now let's go check out the futures market and see what we got. Okay. Actually, we need to some adjustments. Just give me a second. So crude oil should have some activity today since we got the announcements of the inventories. So should get some volume and volatility in that. Set up these charts for TradeKlub real quick. Come on, Mr. Trader. You know, when you done with something and you over something and you're ready to move on, and you just right at your boiling point. It was like, it's like everything it do just irritates you because you're so ready to go to the whatever next situation or what are we looking at? Let's move on with those. That's how I feel with Ninja Trader right now. I'm just so ready for Ninja Trader. What if us get up off of Ninja Trader? And we're about to. Trust me when I tell you. Been working hard. Oh, here we go. So we'll start out in the futures market. Futures analysis. We will turn on our 𝐉𝐸 algos, drag the pros folder, 𝐉𝐸 AI. I'm going to do it on 2 standard deviations as the trigger. I'm going to exit at the VWAP. Got my stop loss to take profit set up from my ATM. This one we're going to be doing, let's call it the NQ on the 1 minute. Turn it on. Over here, we'll do the ES on the 1 minute. Here we'll do crude oil. And here we'll do gold. Okay. We can see that NQ is by its VWAP. Same thing over here, ES, pop, 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 pop. Crude oil. Okay, so we can see NASDAQ and the ES are in play, but by the VWAP, so we got some moving they got to do before we can get into any of those trades. Okay, why didn't I turn it on? We can see crude oil has already jumped up this morning. Got close to its second standard deviation above and started to revert back to the VWAP. Okay, and we can see gold is already in play, so that won't be, gold will not be back in play until it comes back to the VWAP and adjust, okay? So 3 things that are currently in play, pre-market, crude oil, NASDAQ, and the ES. We'll keep our eyes on that. The algo is set. Now, technically, if that's the only thing that I'm trading, if that's the only setup or the only strategy, I'm done working, okay? All right, so now let's go over into the stock and crypto. Go over to trading view. All right. We have our watch list, and we're going to just start walking down our watch list. Now, first of all, I got stopped out of that Amazon trade from Monday with 50% at my stop loss. Okay, so just that. Also, when we step down from the 1 day, we're going to step down into the 5 minute. I think the 1 minute is a little too, I don't want to say too volatile, but it still be some room for that joint to move a little bit more. Now, we'll make our directional decision off the 1 hour, make our entry decision off the 5 minute, and then we can maybe still time some of the entry by the 1 minute, but I think the 5 minute is going to be a little bit more solid with that. Okay, so let's just go ahead. We'll look at right here, top right corner, and we'll walk down our watch list. We're on the 1 day chart. What we're looking for is to get ready to create a short list of, let's call it, you know, maybe 4 to 8 signals that we will be looking at in the stock universe. And short list, we really only need 1, but you know, we want to have a couple on the short list so that we can have our options open. Okay, so let's go ahead and do some analysis. Now, if you've ever taken another trading course or program or anything like that, and they be spending hours and hours telling you to do pre-market this, chart this, boop, bop, bop, all of that. That's what we did with all of the back testing and strategy selection. So I came to the market, I decided I wanted to trade because investing and trading are different. I put on my trading cap. I said my trader's creed. I decided that I wanted to trade futures, stocks, options, or crypto, or all of them collectively, depending on where you are in your journey. And then I said, okay, I'm going to pick one strategy to focus on. And also, if you want, you can pick one asset class to focus on. You can pick one instrument to focus on, one risk management setup to focus on, and just literally wait for your setup, okay? In this case, we've chosen to trade futures, stocks, options, and crypto. For futures, stocks, and options, our strategy is 𝐉𝐨𝐬𝐽, which is the VWAP with the 2 standard deviations. And then for crypto, we're looking at Pulse, okay? So now, here's the 1 day. Apple is heading down back towards its VWAP. It hasn't hit that second standard deviation. It's currently pre-market at 247. Needs to get to 252.91 to look for a short. Apple doesn't really have $5 to $8 swings in a day. So I'm gonna go ahead and skip it. Amazon, we called that buy 2-3 days ago. It's still been tanking. Could be positioned for a buy. Right now, pre-market is at 214. The second standard deviation is at 209. Now, Amazon does move $8 to $10 a day. So we could keep Amazon on the short list. Okay. Amazon at 209 for a buy. Okay. BlackRock. And also, everything been tanking last couple days. So here's the other thing. Not everybody, a lot of people across TV and social media are starting to panic and panic sell because the market is selling off. One, we now know how to make money whether the market goes up or down. So we're not panicking. Yes, your long-term investment portfolio might be red or it might be down, but that happens and it doesn't matter because, I say it doesn't matter, but you're not as concerned because that's your 1 year, 5 year, 10 year, 30 year lifetime playbook. These short temporary retracements are not what you're concerned about because that's your long-term portfolio. So in the short term, you're focused on trading and you could trade stocks, options, futures, forex, and crypto in the short term to make money even on the way down if the market is going down. Okay. All right. BlackRock pre-market 964 and the buy signal could trigger at 946. Now, BlackRock does have some 10, 20-day moves. So we'll shortlist BlackRock for a potential buy. All right, so we got BLK at 946. Okay. IBIT. So don't panic or get fear-mongered into selling your investment positions. Okay. Bitcoin Trust. Bitcoin is down right now. Bitcoin also just tucked up under $90,000 for the first time since January. It's trending down, but it's also at below its second standard deviation, so it could get some support soon. So because the iShares Bitcoin Trust is buying Bitcoin, it's down and it's been in a sell-off. So pre-market, it's at 48.96. It's already past its second standard deviation. So we could potentially short list Bitcoin, the Bitcoin Trust. So IBIT. And as we create this short list, so $50. As we create this short list, then we can dive deeper into why, how, and what. Okay. IBM. And then also some things, if they begin to break this structure and start to really trend down or really trend up, then all we have to do is sit back and wait. We don't have to try to chase it because we know statistically it's a high probability that it will. And then if we want to really step it out, we can go out to like the week chart and see where it is on the week chart. So what we could do is when we do this short list and some of them are at or beyond their like Amazon, for example, it hit it, right? And it kept going down and it's breaking that structure. It's starting to trend with 3 of those. Now, okay, cool. I said, let me look at the weekly Amazon. And it's also hitting and below its second standard deviation. Let me look at the monthly, right? So this data, so if I do the monthly, then I need to step out the session to quarterly and or a year, right? So I can look at the quarterly and I can see, okay, Amazon at the quarter is also at the second standard deviation, right? And then I can look at it on the 1 year basis. Okay. And it was already in the middle of a sale, which makes sense. It was selling off. It broke through the VWAP, sold off from that sale. It was at a high, and the statistically says way too high, I need to come on down. And now it's at its second standard deviation, or close to the second standard deviation. So now on the 1 year, I can see, hey, at pre-market is 214, but the second standard deviation is actually at 200. So it could potentially run down another $14 before it actually starts to get some statistical support from a longer term perspective, because the longer term charts always set up the structure of the lower term charts. So we do know, statistically speaking, Amazon is getting prepped for a buy. The shorter times are short a buy signal is coming, but the longer time frames right now say, hey, you got a little bit more room. Okay, which is also with these options why I tell us to buy time. No same day or weekly options unless you're very, very seasoned at these. Okay, all right, that was just a quick little sidebar. All right, IBM, we're on the 1 day. Okay, IBM is right by its VWAP. We're skipping it. JP Morgan. So this analysis of filtering out what's close or not also helps us narrow down, so we're not trying to trade too many things at once. Okay? JP Morgan, pre-market 258, second standard deviation is 256.94. So we will shortlist JP Morgan. Put it down for 256.94. Okay, so far we got 4 on the short list, all 4 buys. Cruise, just getting a buy signal. Okay, so we shortlist Cruise right at 31 bucks, 31.90. All right, Lockheed Martin, in between the VWAP and the first standard deviation, skipping it. Microsoft, ready for a buy. Now, let's see. We got a long on Monday, right? And we can see it's past that on Monday, but pre-market right now it's at 399. Second standard deviation today is 397.90. So now with this one, okay, cool. Let me step out into the week and see if it actually has some more room. All right, so this one is on the month. Okay, so on the month, it's also at 397.90. So now we can shortlist Microsoft, and knowing that from the 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, it's saying, hey, here's a high probability area for potential buy. All of these are math driven. Is it guaranteed? No, but that's where also the risk management comes in as the second layer. We're looking for a strategy, an instrument, and an edge. And then we want to layer risk management on there to protect ourselves so we're not loading the boat all on one thing. Okay? MicroStrategy, also very highly connected to Bitcoin. Bitcoin has been down. MicroStrategy is down. Okay? We're on the 1 day. No, we're on the 1 week. It's hitting 243. The second standard deviation is at 242. Right? It got a long here at 300, broke down some more because of Bitcoin going down. But now we know on the 1 week, it's now at the 1 week second standard deviation. Okay, so again, we can still feel comfortable about that. Is it guaranteed? No. So we shortlisted 242 from the 1 week. And cool. And then also the next layer after risk management, the next layer is, can I afford this trade financially from a 5% rule? Can I afford it? Is it out of my buying power, which we'll get to next, right? Because if you can't afford it, then you also take it off the list, okay? And then after can you afford it, then if we decide to trade options, is it enough volume and open interest, right? So every one of these layers are questions to put the odds in our favor as well as protect our bag. Okay, Nancy just got a buy signal yesterday. All right, 39.08. Okay, so we'll shortlist Nancy. 39.08. NVIDIA in the middle between this first standard deviation and the VWAP. We will skip it. FO in the middle. We're gonna skip it. Palantir been trending down for the last couple of days, getting close to this second standard deviation at 83.48. So we'll shortlist Palantir. 83.48. Also, just because we shortlisting all of this doesn't mean we have to keep flipping back and forth. If this is at 83.48, here's some free game for you. Right click on the chart. You can set an alert. Play. Let that load for a second. It may come, it may not. My computer. Okay, it may pop up, it may not. But you can set an alert, so you can there you go. So right click, when Palantir price crosses below $83.48, only once, send me a notification. Boop. Create it. And then if and when Palantir crosses below that number, it'll send you an alert. And then you can pull up that chart. Now, we have some algorithms that are coming out that's going to be scanning and doing that automatically, giving us signals. But there you go. That's just literally a price alert. Ain't no super strategy in it. Okay? Just a price alert. When we give other things, obviously other things will be built in there. Okay? Qubits in the middle of its sell-off. Skipping it. The Qs obviously been selling off. All right. All right, the Qs. 510 is the 1 day buying area for the standard deviation. 509 for the 1 week. So we can feel comfortable that when the Qs get in the 508, 509, 510 area, it's time to buy. So the 1 week, let's go 508. So we put the Qs on our short list for buys at 508. If we get to 508, we're looking for some buys. Roblox. Okay, on the 1 day, getting down there. 59.04 on the 1 week is ready. 59.40. So Roblox. And every day we're not gonna have all of these symbols. 59. And then we also, even today, not going to trade all of these symbols, because then the next thing is we're going to start walking down this. Can we afford it? Right? The spiders, 592 on the 1 day, 591 on the 1 week. So the spiders are statistically about ready for a change. We'll shortlist the spiders. 591. Okay, market just opened. Travelers. We know we're not putting in a trade until after the first 5 minutes anyway. So, Travelers. It just got a sale yesterday. Okay. 251.89. All right. We'll shortlist that for a sale. That's our first sale of the day. 251. right? Tesla. At its bottom of the second standard deviation on the 1 day, on the 1 week. Let's see. Also ready for a buy, 303. Okay, so we shortlist Tesla. 30, well, 300 on the 1 day. 300. All right. Rounding it out, Twilio. In the middle, VTI, the overall stock market. We know it's been down. So we can go ahead and get the 5 minutes set up. Well, let's do the spiders over here. We can leave Microsoft there because we know Microsoft is on the short list. So that's fine. Okay. Over here, let's look at the Qs. And then also VTI is almost ready at 292 on the 1 day, right? So let's look at the indexes for today. We have 4 indexes, and then we can also keep watching that, walking down the list. So VTI 292. So let's put all these on the 5 minute. And we're looking for some buys, okay? So 5 minute here. 5 minute on the Qs. 5 minute on there, 5 minute on there. Okay, so we're looking for any of our short list to be close to its buying setup for the short list of the buys and selling setup for the short list of the sales. We only got 1 sale, travelers. Okay, so now we got, out of our 25, 26 on our list, we narrowed it down to 14, right? Then some of these are going to be out of your buying league, depending on where you are in your financial journey. Okay, and that's another filter. All right, so right now, Investco, we waiting for the 5 minutes anyway, so we got another 1.5 minutes. Okay. All right. Let's go look at some futures. So we set up right now. We can kind of walk down this list and start to narrow it a little bit more from a pricing standpoint, as also what's in play. We don't need to trade everything. We're looking for high probability setups on a couple things. Real simple. Right? Any questions, any comments, any thoughts? Any questions, any comments, any thoughts? All right, we'll get ready to go check the futures here in a second. Okay, and then Let's look at Microsoft right here. And then short list of Tesla. Let's look at Tesla. We got Microsoft. Let's do Palantir here. All right, cool. I'm not sure what's going on with Tesla or these charts. Right, Tesla look like he's trying to charge up. Palantir the same. Huh? All right. Now we wait. Let's go check, see if we got into any futures trades in the meantime, and we'll come back. Okay. All right. NASDAQ. All right, we have 3,000 on the NASDAQ from the algo. Congratulations. One of the beautiful things about fully automatic trading. See all that manual shit I had to do? Lord. Meanwhile, we up over here $3,000. Okay. On the ES, we up another 1,000. Shout out to the algos. Okay. Lord, I cannot wait. I don't like the word cannot. I'm looking forward to us get on this new platform. We could have did all of this in one platform and been watching this futures trade. Okay, so this is our first and only trade of the day. Now, when this NASDAQ hits this VWAP and closes up, both of them are about to exit profitably. Okay, so we've been over there scanning markets and doing all that work for about 10 minutes. The algo did all the work and all the math for us. About to return to his VWAP and get us out. All right, we are here in the markets. It's about 9:39 in the morning. We were over there doing some scanning in the stocks and options. Meanwhile, our fully automated futures algos are up over here printing in the equity markets on the way up. All right, say what's up, TradeKlub. I think I got y'all mics on.
What up, what up, what up?
What's up?
All right, cool. So we up. All right, we just got stopped out of the trade. Exited at the VWAP is 940. And we up over 4,100 bucks. Market just opened, haven't been open 10 minutes. Okay, so that's our first trade of the day. Most of you all, if you took that strategy, turned on that algorithm where you was watching that, you should be profitable. We got over 400 ticks, 300 ticks for the NASDAQ futures. Okay, and 100 ticks for the ES. And now we flat. Okay? So let's go back to the stocks because now we know we got some volume and volatility in there. And let's start looking for some movement. Okay? Start looking for some movement. Okay. Tesla. Gonna be looking to get into Tesla. Maybe at the start of this new candlestick. At 9:45. All right, let's see. So Tesla and Microsoft. Tesla and Microsoft potentially getting ready to enter into, we're gonna get ready to enter into some buy signals, potentially. Because remember, we are on the 5-minute instead of the 1-minute right now. So this is where we can kind of see what's going on in the 5-minute and then potentially step down into the 1-minute. Okay? This is where patience, self-control, and discipline comes in. Especially when you're manually trading. The algos already did their thing. Right? If you got in that trade and you hit your profit target for the day, then you're done for the day. I don't care that it happened. Yeah, it happened in the first 10 minutes. I just knew I could get some more money for the rest of the day. For what? If you've already hit your profit target that you set, then you should be done. Now, if you want to sit here, listen to me talk and watch the screens, cool. But you shouldn't be trading if you've already hit your profit target. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit more once we get into some of these stocks and options trades. Because one of the things, and I was just talking to one of the inner circle students about this yesterday, actually, is one of the things that separates good traders from traders that be doing too much is understanding percentages, number one, and sticking to your rules, number two. Like if you preset the rules, then you need to stick with them, right? If you preset the rules, then you need to stick with them. Then from a percentage standpoint, everybody, if you made 1% a day of your portfolio, that's a 252% return on your investment at the end of the year. What does that mean, Dion? That means that if I started trading and investing with $100, I would have $352 total at the end of the year. A 252% return on your investment. So your initial $100 back and 252% return. Stop being greedy. Stop being greedy. Okay? We're getting ready to buy Tesla. All right? Let's go to Robinhood. All right? We'll go to Robinhood. Bought it. Type in Robinhood. Okay, go to Tesla. So this is the next thing. Tesla has met some of our requirements. I'm going to go trade some Tesla options. I'm gonna look for at least 1 week out, right? So 9 days, March 7th at the earliest, I'm looking to buy a call, all right? Market is at 307, okay? Cost me $1,300. Now the next thing is I'm looking for volume and open interest. Boom, there we go. Volume and open interest. I like this one. It's gonna cost me $1,400. 14.45. I'm gonna buy 2 of them. Bid ask spread is 5 cents. Good for the day. Submit the order. Boom. If I get filled, cool. If I don't, cool. All right, boom. I just got filled. So now I'm in there for, let's call it 3 bands. Okay. All right, and here we go. We'll watch Tesla. Okay. So now I'm in that trade. I did my scan and pre-market to create me a short list. Okay. March 7th on the expiration date, 305 call. Currently, Tesla, I bought one slightly in the money. Tesla's already at 307. Okay. It cost me $14.65 times 100 contracts. So it cost me $14.65 per contract. I bought 2 contracts. Okay. Which cost me about, let's call it $3,000. All right. And now here we go. Okay. So that's all the stuff that we did. Now that I'm in that trade, for some reason, you can't really do it from the phone. I mean, from the computer. I'm going to go in the phone. I'm going to pull up my Tesla option. I'm not going to risk my whole $3,000. I'm only going to risk up to $1,500. So I'm going to go in now, hit trade, hit sell, hit stop market order, my 2 contracts, and let me see, I paid $14.65 to get in there at 3,000, right? Now we're already up 2.5%. I'm already up $70, right? So I'm gonna click trade, sell, stop market order, and I'm only gonna risk $735 per contract, 7.35 on 2 contracts, good until cancel, review, stop loss. Now my stop loss is set. So I'm not even risking my whole 3,000 ever. I'm never risking my full premium. Some of y'all get into these trades and y'all be like, oh man, I'm already down. I might as well just go ahead and let it do what it's gonna do. No. Okay. Inner circle, I'm about to send y'all a signal. Right? Also, we're about to get ready to get in Microsoft. All right, so let's do the TradeKlub signal first. We'll do Microsoft. Okay. Look at Microsoft was on our short list to buy. All right. I'm gonna go look at options. Buy a call. The shortest time I would do would be next Friday or longer. You could buy time. All right. Cost me $620. It's 555 people in there. All right, I like that. I want the delta to be a little bit higher. 363 people in there. Only 159 people interested. I don't really love that. All right, 555 people bought it. 1,200 people interested. Okay. All right, it's cost me $615. I'll buy 2. All right. Wait for a little bit, some selling pressure coming in. Okay, the bid ask spread is like 10 cents. I'm gonna put mine at 6 as well. 6 to 605. Split that. Okay, now it's at 595. Okay, every penny matters. See how it's going down right now? Every penny matters. Right, because Microsoft got a little selling pressure in it right now. So if I'd have bought it at that 615, I would already be down. All right, see if it's getting a little support. Here's the support right there. Let's go 585. Go some more. I'm gonna wait. Ain't in no rush. There we go. All right. So I just saved myself 25 cents per share. I was originally gonna get in at 615. Now I got in at 585. Did it fill me? Cool. We got filled. Okay. So we got filled on Microsoft. Oh no, we didn't get filled on Microsoft. We still waiting. Limit order. Okay, if we get filled, cool. If we don't, cool. Inner circle. I'm about to send y'all some options. I'm about to get into them. So give me a second. Okay, I'll just put all the trades in. Just put like 7 trades. Okay. All right. So we are looking at Tesla. All right. Okay. So Tesla, okay, we're down 5%, 6%. Okay.
Did we get in Microsoft? Nope, they never filled us on Microsoft. Let's go ahead and cancel that order. Microsoft took off. All right, I'm gonna cancel Microsoft. Didn't get filled, Microsoft took off. Okay. Didn't get filled here. I'm gonna cancel that. And cool, not gonna chase the market. And then we got our stop loss on Tesla. Okay. So we got the 305 Tesla call expires next Friday. Okay. And kind of go from there. So some selling pressure coming into the markets. Let's see what happens. Okay. Some options we got filled, some options we didn't. Okay, let's go and check on the futures market. But that's it. Before we go in the futures market, decided that we wanted to trade. All right. So investing, trading. Decided that we wanted to trade. Cool. Put our trading cap on. Decided this is the asset class that I want to trade. You could pick one: stocks, bonds, options, futures, forex, crypto. If you, depending on where you are in your journey, you could pick some more. Okay. Selling pressure coming in on Tesla. Okay. Depending on, and this is why we bought some time, but depending on where you are in your journey, cool. Then you can maybe pick multiple asset classes. But if you are in the beginning of your trading and investing journey, one asset class, one instrument, one strategy, one risk management parameter, one daily profit target, one daily stop loss. Okay. And then you should execute for a minimum of 100 trades, the exact same way, the exact same setup. Okay. Patience, self-control, discipline. All right. Now, it doesn't matter what instrument, asset class, or strategy you pick if you can't stick to the patience, self-control, and discipline. If you can't stick to the rules that you set, you could get the strategy directly from Ken Griffin himself. Jim Simons, he just passed away last year, but you can get the strategy from Renaissance Technology, Cliff Aston's, AQR. It don't, Warren Buffett. It doesn't matter. If you don't pick it, stick with it, and execute, it won't matter. Okay? All right. I feel like I got some rants in me today. I think they're gonna be good. Okay. Son of a mother duck. Okay, we got some new algos we testing. Didn't trade. Should have traded. It would be up very nicely. Tell Jason real quick. All right. While we were talking, the ES rose up, hit its second standard deviation, got into a sell side trade. This is our third trade of the day on the futures, second trade on the ES. NQ still got some room to charge up, but we can see that the equities have been charging up essentially since right around the opening bell. Okay. ES is in a trade. Is it a high probability? Yes. Is it guaranteed to win? No. That's why we have our stop loss on there as a second layer of protection, just in case the trade goes against us and goes out of our favor. Okay, but we're not chasing the market. Now, crude oil been flat the whole morning. Remember, the inventories came out, or it's coming out at 10:30. It's right around the VWAP. We may get some activity there. Gold been in the trade since pre-market. We chilling on gold. Okay. Obviously, the equities have been down the last couple days. Maybe the bulls are tired of their shit. Like, you know what? Y'all to push it down a little bit too far now. Okay, it's time to come on and get some support in there. We shall see. Okay. Does this make sense, everybody? Does everybody see how we got here? If you don't, ask questions. It's okay. No question is too big, too small, too smart, too dumb. We're all here to learn, earn, and return. It's much better for you to ask questions so that you can get some clarity, so that you can understand, and we go from there versus not. Okay? Any questions, comments, or thoughts? Right now, the NASDAQ futures is 1-for-1. The ES is 1-for-1, but is now currently in its second trade. Look like maybe some selling pressure. They're trying to battle to bring it back to its mean. The average is $5,992. All right, so about 8 to 10 points. All right, NASDAQ got some selling pressure in there as well. NASDAQ VWAP was at 21,263. Okay. All right. That's it. That's all, everybody. That's it. That's all. We got our stop loss set on our Tesla option. We did not get filled on Microsoft option. So we canceled that. I'm gonna let that do whatever it's gonna do. Okay. And we go from there. All right. S&P 500 got some support in it. Around that 6,000, it broke through that 6,000 was an all-time high. So it broke down through that over the last couple of days. Now I got some support. It broke back through it. And maybe now that becomes a support area. Okay. 200 moving average is at 21,371 for the NASDAQ. So it still got about another 50 points before it hit its 200 EMA. Okay. So inner circle. 1, 2. 2 of those 3 are profitable that I sent, and 1 is looking like it's trying to go profitable. We'll see. Okay. But that's it, everybody. Slow the game down. Patience, self-control, discipline. Only put yourself in high probability trades. Layer some risk on there. Okay? All right. So most of y'all know I'm big on family. Last night, my mom came to visit in Bangkok. And I'm showing her around and she loves it and stuff already. And she said something earlier that I wanna talk about. And it's probably gonna be a little mini rant. But it's because it's the principle. Okay. So I was showing her around and she was like, you know, I learn quick. And I was like, yeah, you do. But it's more, and it just got into my thoughts about, yes, it's okay to learn and pick up things quickly. But what you want to do is you want to be able to execute consistently over time. And when she said that, I just thought about it, and I thought about it from a trading perspective, this is how my brain works anyway. Thought about it from a trading perspective. A lot of people join these courses, mine or whoever else's, and immediately y'all like, I want to get my money back. I need to start getting paid. I gotta get this bread. And you might go into these things thinking these are get rich quick schemes. Can you learn relatively quickly, especially how I break it down and keep it simple and make sure that everything is really, let's call it rudimentary? Yes, you can. Can you go through the course relatively quickly? Yes, I try to make sure that you can go through all the courses within hours, if not less than 7 days. Right? Can you pick it up quickly from a knowledge-based standpoint? Yes. But does that mean that you really got it? Does that mean that you really understand? Does that mean that you can actually consistently stick to the rules and the things that you have learned? Right? Because it's not just about knowledge, it's also about wisdom and understanding, right? There's a scripture in the Bible that says, get wisdom, get knowledge, but in all thy things get an understanding. And so there's a reason it goes in that order as well. You can get the knowledge and you can acquire the knowledge. Yes, that's one barrier. There are gatekeepers that are keeping the knowledge away. That's one barrier. So yes, you got to break through the knowledge barrier, get access to the knowledge, learn it. Yes. But the understanding comes from the application of the knowledge, which is where you get the wisdom from. You get the wisdom from knowing what to do and what not to do, knowing when to do something and then when not to do something. That's where the wisdom and the understanding comes from, right? Because yes, you need a barrier to learn and get access to the information. However, if you don't apply it, you can have all the knowledge in the world, right? There's a reason why we have librarians and they're not the richest people on the planet, but they got access to all the information. Most of the people in first and second world countries have access to the internet, Google, and search engines, but they don't have the knowledge to know what to look for, what to research, what to study. So yes, getting the knowledge is very important and it's very powerful and it is life-changing. But there are levels. So if you don't actually start to apply what you've learned the way you've learned it or were instructed, and you don't execute that with the patience, self-control, and discipline that is needed to operate at that level, just having the wisdom ain't gonna do nothing for you. Or just having the knowledge is not gonna do anything for you, right? So take your time, go at your own pace, because the most important thing after learning the stuff is execution. And after execution, it's the patience, self-control, and discipline so that you get the wisdom and the understanding. It's this famous basketball influencer right now and called Lethal Shooter. And one of his viral clips is he'll shoot on some new things and get challenged. And then when he starts to make a couple, he'll be like, I understand it now. And then he'll just get hot and just start shooting it because he knows how to play basketball. He knows how to shoot, but these challenges may be on like different type of rims or different lengths and all of that stuff. And after a while, he starts to get into a groove and really understand how to shoot on that particular rim for that particular challenge or whatever it is, because he's done it enough times and does it because he's applying his knowledge and doing it and getting the wisdom. and he understands it now. Yeah, shout out to Lethal Shooter. I actually hooped with them once in LA. My boy Jack McClain and him are real close. And some of y'all know I like to play basketball. Right? So that's why that was kind of top of mind. And it's funny because I understand it now. It's like going viral, right? So hopefully this is also a bit of encouragement that no matter where you are in your financial journey, first and foremost, it's your journey. Second, once you have proven strategies, math-based strategies that prove to give you an edge, then you got to stick with it. And you got to apply that knowledge to gain that wisdom and to gain that understanding to where it makes sense to you, where it's made simple. It's plain. Right? So, a couple things I would challenge you all with for today is if you have some youth in your life, somebody between the ages of 8 and 18, and you are working on learning this trading game, take what you are learning and try to teach it to them, even if it's in casual conversation. Because if you can't articulate it to them and make it simple and make it plain and make it easy for them to understand, then it's a high probability that you don't really understand it. Because if you can't explain to me, if I say, hey, what's your trading strategy? And you can't explain what your strategy is to me, you don't know it. All right, equity's starting to take off. Our Tesla, Tesla option, we down 7%. Let's see if it's starting to turn around, okay? Right? If you can't articulate it to a second grader, fifth grader, eighth grader, 10th grader, then you might not understand it how you think you do, or you should, before you start putting your money on it. Right? So what happens a lot of times when we join these courses is a $27 course, a $100 course, $3,000 course, $5,000 course, $10,000 course. It honestly truly don't matter what you pay for the course if you don't do your part, right? So if you get these courses, okay, the NASDAQ just hit its second standard deviation on the VWAP and is now also in a sell trade. Equity, the ES is in a sell trade currently down, okay? So right now looking for a retracement in all of in the futures of the equities, okay? Inner circle, all three of those options I gave you are now profitable over 5%. Okay, so just keep an eye on those. So with that, right, you should be able to ask yourself, or after you watch these lessons, you should be able to ask yourself, first and foremost, do I understand it like I think I do? If so, talk about it to yourself out loud. See if when you hearing it, does that make sense? If you have a youth in your life, one, it's very powerful to be teaching them in general, right? And then two, it's a good exercise, can bring y'all together and bond, and then it's also gonna start changing the trajectory of their lives, because as they get exposed to it, right? The earlier they get exposed to it, the earlier they will understand. And then if you are able to articulate it and you're able to explain it to them, and you know, kids and youth gonna keep it a buck with you. They be like, "No, I don't know what you're talking about." It don't make sense, right? But if it is interesting, you'll start to see the wheels in and not only interesting, but if it is made simple and plain and they start to understand it, you'll start to see the wheels going off in their head, and they'll be asking engaging questions, right? They'll be asking engaging questions because they understand it. And every kid, whether they understand money or not, they understand how important money is in their life because they know what you do with it, and it gets them the things that they want. So talking to them about money and talking to them about trading and investing is multiple layers for you. Does that make sense, everybody? If that makes sense, give me a Y in your chat box. Diego said it's been a journey, he committed to the process. Tawana say everybody learns differently, going at their own pace. Exactly. Right? So, yes, do we want to get in here and make money? Absolutely. Do we want to get in here and get return on our investment in the course? Absolutely. Do we want to get in here and make money and be a consistently profitable trader? Yes, absolutely. But don't discount and discredit you having to actually learn the things, you having to actually apply the things, and those things have to actually be understood by you at a subconscious level so that you can be consistently profitable. My goal for you all is not the up and down emotional swings. One day you made $300, the other day you made negative 500, tomorrow you made 2,000, tomorrow the day after you lost 10,000. I would much rather you all make $5 a day, $10 a day, $50 a day consistently, so that over time, your equity curve looks slow and steady to the right. So we're going to do an exercise because we already took our trades. The algo's in a trade. We got into a Tesla trade. We missed the Microsoft trade. Okay? So Shay said she got in 30% on Microsoft. All right, some of y'all got Microsoft. Good job. She up 30%. I called it. We missed it. That joint took off. Okay? Congratulations, Shay. Ride the ride. Love it. Right? So we went through our progressions. We went through our analysis. We got our short list of 25. We narrowed it down to 14. We narrowed it down to 4. 2 of them we got quality signals on. We put a trade in on 2. We got filled on 1. Well, I got filled on 1. Shay got filled on Microsoft. She up 30%. Right? Same exact process you learned in the course, step by step. Right? Nothing magical, mythical. The math is the math. Now she up 41%. Right? Inner circle. All of the trades are up. Well, no, not 1. 2 out of 3 are up. Okay? So with that, when we slow the game down, we focus on the details, we focus on the execution, we focus on trusting the process. Is the money important? Yes. I want everybody to get paid. And I want everybody to get paid consistently. Right? But let's go through an exercise, because sometimes it's better when we can actually see what Dion is talking about versus just listening to Dion talk about it. So I want everybody to pull out their calculator. I want everybody to pull out the calculator. Okay? And then actually, you know what? NASDAQ just got stopped out. All right? So it's 1 for 2. We're still net up $3,000. Okay? So risk management. It risked 100 ticks to make that first trade, and it made $3,000. In this trade, it risked 100 ticks, it lost $1,000. It's still net up $2,000 by itself. Okay? All right, let me bring up the calculator. Let's go ahead, since we lost that one and we may end up losing that ES. Let's go back over here into this so I can bring up this calculator. Let's bring up the calculator. Let's do some math together. Because also seeing it can be very powerful. And shout out to my inner circle member, Jackie, for bringing this up. We talked through this yesterday in his inner circle call. Okay. So, and I was able to talk him through some more stuff. He's just like, man, that's... So first and foremost, everybody, this is what's super important. First of all, if you understand that America, where you live at, is one of the top 7 countries in general and one of the top 7 countries financially on the planet, if that makes sense, give me a U in your chat box. If America being one of the top 7 currencies and top 7 countries on the planet, give me a U in your chat box. We're finna go through some math right now. I'm finna make it real plain for y'all. Okay? Couple people understand it, couple people don't. All right. The United States is one of the top 7 countries on the planet. No matter what you think about it or how you feel about it right now, we're going over the facts. We're going over the math. We're going over the data. Okay? All right. Next, there are 330 million people. Can I explain this? There are 330, so 330, that's 330, that's 3,300, that's 33,000, that's 330, that's 3.3 million, that's 33 million, that's 330 million. 330 million people in America. Okay? Divided by 8.5 billion people, because there are 8.5 billion people on the planet. 85,000, 850, 8.5 million, 85 million, 850 million, 8.5 billion. So that means that in America is 0.03%. Let's call it 3.9%. America makes up 3.9% of the planet. If that makes sense, give me a 3 in your chat box. So America, the country, is one of the top 7 countries on the planet, but all the people collectively in America only make up for 3.9% of the entire planet. If that makes sense, give me a 3 in your chat box. Okay. All right. Now we're going to get to some facts, because I don't want y'all to take Dion's word for this. What is the average American salary? The average American salary is $66,622. That's not my opinion. Those are the facts. It's not an ad. It's the first organic pop-up. SoFi is a bank. Did the research. $66,622. If that makes sense, that the American average income is $66,000, give me a 66K in your chat box. Damn, Microsoft taking off. Congrats, Shay. I hope you're still in there. Okay? Give me a 66,000 in your chat box. Okay. So that means if you make $66,000 in America, you are making the average salary. If you make anything above $66,622, you are above average. Being average is cool. Be grateful for what you got. But if you got to make over $66,000, you are above average statistically. I don't care if it's $1. I don't care if it's $100. I don't care if it's $1,000. You're above average. Now, why is Dion bringing that up? And what does that mean? That means that you are in one of the top countries in the world that puts you in the top 3% of the world's population. And of the country's population, if you make over 66,000, you are above average. Now, $66,000, let's call it a cool 67,000, divided by 252 days is $265.87. Let's call it a cool 267. That means that you only got to make $267. Matter of fact, let's just call it a cool 300. You only have to make $300 a day. And that will put you above 130 million people in the country. Now, if it's 330 million people in the country, that means that 50% of them are average. That means that 165 million people make $66,000 or less. That means that if you make $66,000 or more, you are in the top 165 million people in America. And we just found out that America only makes up 3% of the world. So that means that if you make $66,000 or more, you are one of the top 3% earners on the planet. On the planet, everybody, because I think perspective and really understanding what you are doing and what you have access to is so powerful and so important. For $300 a day, you are in the top 3% of producers in the world. In the world. So I posted this on my Instagram earlier today that when you understand the difference between, look, Amazon taking off. We had Amazon on our short list too. Amazon is up $6, of course, when we don't get into the trade. But I posted this on our Instagram, on my Instagram earlier. When you understand the difference between I have to do something and I get to do something, your life will change. I have to get up and go to work today. I have to drive this car today. I have to do X, Y, and Z. Versus I get to go to work today. I get to go make money today. I have the opportunity, I have the blessing, I have the ability to go and get it today. When you change from I have to I get to, it puts you in a place of gratitude. And when you come in from a place of gratitude, it's going to change your entire life. It's going to change your entire existence. You are living in one of the top countries on the planet. You are using one of the top currencies on the planet. You have the ability to click a button from anywhere in the world and make at least $265, and you will be in the top 3% earners of the planet. Of the planet. I don't know about you, but I'm extremely grateful for this opportunity. So now, 252 trading days, $265 a day. If I have taught you and showed you step by step how to make $265 a day, give me a 265 in your chat box. If I have showed you how to make $265 from anywhere in the world, give me a 265 in your chat box. And I'm showing you the math to help you get over the greed. I'm showing you the math to help you get over the fear. You don't need to trade. You get to trade. It's a complete difference. There's a lot of people in the world that ain't got internet connection. There's a lot of people in the world don't have a pot to piss in and a window to throw it out, as one of my OGs used to say. There's a lot of people in the world that don't have the access that you have. So now that we get past, it's a lot of selling pressure coming to the market, but we knew that because the future said it was at the second standard deviation. Okay, Tesla is tanking. Got my stop loss set. We down 30%. Okay, Microsoft is up. Amazon is up. The equities indexes are up. Okay. So now, okay, cool. I'm in the top 3% of the world. I'm Average is 66,000. Because now we got some data-driven benchmarks. Now we're not just saying, oh, I want to make $1,000 a day because it sounds cool. So now we know that 265 a day puts us at the average. Now, I don't know about y'all, and I respect average people, but I don't want to be average. I want to be above average. So let's just double this. Let's just say times 2. That means for $531 a day, you are literally now performing at 2 times the national average. So $531 a day times 252 days, because it's 252 days in the trading year, gives you $134,000. I like math. I ain't arguing with nobody. I'm not going back and forth with you about your emotions, your feelings, none of that shit. Here are the facts. If you make $531 a day on average, not saying you're going to win every day, not saying you're going to win on trade, but on average, if you made just $531 a day, on average 252 trading days in a year, you make $134,000. You are now in the top 1% of earners on the planet. On the planet. I don't give a fuck what you believe in. I don't care your sexual orientation. I don't care your gender. I don't care your creed. I don't care where you're from. I don't care who your mama is, your daddy is, what race. I don't care. Here are the facts. $531 a day. You are twice the average American salary, are putting you in the top 1% of the planet. If I have taught you how to make $531 from anywhere on the planet, give me a 531 in your chat box. Not with no candlesticks, not with no bullshit indicators you learn on YouTube, with actual mathematical, data-driven, high probability scenarios. Now, if I've taught you that, that means that I've given you the knowledge to do it. If you ever made $531 from trading, I don't care even if it's in your sim, if you made more than $531 in one day from trading, give me a $sign in your chat box. Give me a $sign in your chat box. If you've made over $531 in one day, give me a $sign in your chat box. Okay, so I gave you the knowledge. You paid for the knowledge. You paid for the course. I gave you the knowledge. You got the information. Okay? You've practiced in the sim, or you've tried in the prop firm, or you tried with your real money. So you've now starting to apply that knowledge. And through those experiences, you're now starting to gain wisdom of what to do, what not to do, when to do it, when not to do it. Trust the process, stick to the rules. You're getting the wisdom through the application of the knowledge that you're learning. And at some point in your financial journey, at some point, it's just going to click. Because you're going to actually listen. You're going to actually execute. You're going to actually stick to the rules. You're going to do it, and it's going to click, and you're going to have understanding. And it's going to be like, oh. It's going to be like you was once blind, but now you see. I actually see what Dion has been talking about. I actually see the math. I actually can see through the matrix. Couple weeks, months, years ago, you looked at the chart and the shit looked like the matrix. And now you can look at it and literally see, hey, this thing has a mathematical high probability to do X. You can now see it. It used to look like Chinese. You can now see it in English, right? You was once blind, but now you see. So now we see the math, we see the data, we see the facts that I'm in the top 1% of the planet, of the world, if I just make $531 on average per day. Now, let me actually start executing and let me get some patience, self-control, and discipline, and I get consistent at $1,000 a day times 252 days. Oh my God. You are now matter of fact, 252 divided by 66. You are now 3.8 times the average American earner. And you are making, yes, Whitney, a quarter ticket, $250,000 a year from anywhere in the world. Now, if I taught you how to make $1,000 a day, give me a 1K in your chat box. If I've given you the knowledge and the information and the math on how to make $1,000 a day in real life, data-driven, proven facts, give me a 1K in your chat box. Microsoft taking off. Good job, Shay. Or whoever else got in Microsoft. Microsoft is up $4. Matter of fact, it's up $6 from the open. Okay? So at 1K a day, everybody, you are 4 times the American average. That puts you in the top 1% of the planet. I'm not saying that makes you better than anybody as a human, but what I'm saying is you make more than the average by 4 times, basically. Now, if you've ever made $1,000 in a day from trading, give me a K, just a K. If you've made $1,000 from trading, just give me a K in your chat box in one day. 1K in one day. Okay. So that means not only is it plausible, you've actually proven to yourself that it's possible. Not only plausible, not only theory, not only this dude say it on the internet, but you've actually taken what I've taught you and you've actually made $1,000 in one day. So now, all you got to do is find it within yourself for you to stick to your rules, plus the rules that I've set for you, and focus on being consistent. Controlling your energy, controlling your emotions, executing with patience, self-control, and discipline, and being consistent. If you can be consistent at $1,000 a day, you are in the top 1% of the world. Now, so if you got that lesson, that's the first part of the lesson. If you got that first part of the lesson, give me a 1 in your chat box. If that first part of that lesson, because these are numbers, and the math is the math is the math. The rules are the rules are the rules. You can men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. I don't give a shit about all that back and forth. I feel this, that. Nope. What are the facts? What is the data? What can you prove? If you go into court, you need evidence. Substantial, factual, data-driven evidence. They don't care about your feelings. Okay? All right, so that's the first part of the lesson. The next part of the lesson, okay, is understanding that slow is smooth and smooth is fast. See, a lot of you all want to get rich quick. A lot of you all want to get rich overnight. Oh shit. Deanna showed me he didn't show me what a pot of gold is. He didn't gave me the picks and shovels. He didn't show me how to get to it. I need 10,000 a day. I need $100,000 a day. I need $1 million a day. Can you do that? Yes, you can. It's absolutely possible. Are you going to do that overnight? It's a high probability that that's not going to happen. Okay? Here's what you can do though. Let's find some math that we can aim for. Now, let's say I got the average person that joins the course may have somewhere between $1,000 and $5,000 to put in their live cash real money account. Let's just take the prop firms and shit off the table for a second. Let's just say you got $1,000 to $5,000, right? I would like to start with $10,000 to use simple math, but let's just say 1 to 5, okay? And so the average person might have 1 to 5,000. Let's split that in half, and let's say you got 3,000. Let's say you starting with $3,000 in your live trading account. First of all, if you're doing futures, you should start with the micros. That's number one, okay? But let's just say you start with $3,000 in January, okay? And let's say we're just going to use 1%, because I just want to show you how powerful this math is, okay? We just going to say 1%. So we're going to say 3,000 times 0.01. That's $30. That means that if you start with $3,000 and you start in the micros and you make $30 that day, you've made a 1% return on your investment. If that makes sense, give me a percent sign in the chat box. 1% of $3,000 is $30. If that makes sense, give me a percent sign. Right? Follow me here. Just follow me here. I make $30. We already proved that I taught y'all how to make $200, $500, and $1,000. So we know for a fact you can make $30 with the strategies. So if you make $30 today and you just cut the fucking computer off and left, you made 100%, you made 1% return on your investment. Slow is smooth and smooth is fast. Let's say you made $30 for the next 20 days. Let's say you made $30 for all of January. Let's say you made $30 a day for 20 days. That's 20 days. So that's $30 times 20. So you've actually made $600 for the month. Now, some of y'all might be like, man, $30 a day, that ain't shit. That ain't nothing for me, blah, blah, blah. But over a 20-day span, that's $600. So if you did $600 divided by 30, $600 divided by 30, damn, come on now. 600 divided by 30, you've made a 20% return on your investment. Because you made 1% a day for 20 days, you made a 20% return on your investment. Now, that's super powerful, first of all, because the average for the S&P 500 is 7 to 10% for a year. So now you just made 20% return in 1 month on your money. Here's the next powerful thing. Starting February 1st, you ain't starting with $3 grand. You're starting with 3,600. So now times 0.01. Now my goal is $36 a day. So now if I make $36 a day, times 20. Now I've made $720. So now I divide 720 by 3,600, and now I've made another 20% return on my investment. But now, that's month over month. So now for the year, I've actually made in 2 months 40% return on my investments. I don't know about you, but 40% where I come from is more than 7%.
Pretty good.
Right? 40% is more than 10%, ain't it? So I'm outperforming the average where I'm at in my journey. In my journey, I started with 3K and I'm outperforming the S&P 500. All right. So the next month, I'm not starting with 3,600. I'm starting with 3,600 plus 720. So now in March, I'm starting with 4,320 times 0.01. I want to make $43.20 a day. And we can just continue to do this math times 20 days. Now I've made $864 for the month. Okay? So that's month 3. Plus, what were we at? 3,600 plus. Y'all can see the math, goddammit. Okay? You see what I'm trying to get. Okay? So in 5 months, yeah, I was about to get to that, Shay, because it started getting real simple real fast. So in 5 months, everybody, 5 months, you will have made over $3,000. Which means you got 100% return on your investment. Not 7, not 10, 100% return on your investment. Now you can literally take that 3,000 you started with out of the market. You can take that profit and put that shit back in your pocket. And now you got $3,000 of the market's money. So now you're completely at zero risk. And every single penny that you make for the rest of the year is 100% profit. It's 100% profit. See,
Corner over here.
y'all so focused on making the millions and bajillions of dollars per trade or per day that you're not really seeing the power in slow is smooth and smooth is fast. So now I look up and I'm in month 5 and I'm at $6,000 to start the month times 0.01%. Now I only got to make $60. So I do that twice, flip that for the next 5 months. Now I'm over 200% return on my investment. And now that means, everybody, that I'm at $12,000 minimum. Which means that in 10 months, I have 4x'd my money. And 9,000 of that is from the market's money. So the market is making me money. And I'm using the market's money to make me money. So now, because I told y'all, we plan for forever. We ain't just playing for right now. So y'all plan for right now. Y'all plan for this trade. Y'all plan for today. When rich and wealthy people, we're playing for forever. So I don't give a shit if you just started trading today or this year. Now, this is the first year of the rest of your financial life. So now, at 10 months, you've made 12,000. Let's add another 2 months on there, and let's call it you at a cool $15,000 for the year. And that's 5 times your money that you started with. But guess what that means? That means that next year, you're not starting at $3,000, everybody. You're starting at $15,000. So now in January of 2026, when I say I want to make at least 1% a day, that means I'm now making $150 a day. 1, I'm using the market's money. 2, and now I get to risk more, so I can now make more. So by year 2, because we 5x in year 1. So if we just stay on the same pace at 1%, and I'm showing y'all the power at this at 1%. So if I just stay at the same pace I did the year previously, let's just say I don't get no better, then 15,000 at 5x times 5 is at the end of year 2, just at the same pace, I'm at $75,000. Now, I don't know about you, but 72,000 of that is the market's money. Because remember, once we doubled our money, we took our initial 3K out, and we were just playing with the market's money. So now we net $72,000 putting money to work for us by just focusing on making 1% a day. And we crushing the average returns. This is why hedge funds, most hedge funds, were really absolute funds. I don't really give a shit about benchmarks. Okay? Benchmark firms are beta dudes or beta people. I'm an alpha. I'm actually a noob. I'm a kappa, but in money terms, I'm an alpha. In life terms, I'm an alpha. I don't care about being average. It ain't even in my thought process. Okay? But now guess what we just did, everybody? This is $75,000 for year 2. What's the average American salary? $66,000. So we started with $3,000. And we focused on making 1% a day. 1%. And within 2 years, slow is smooth and smooth is fast. Within 2 years, see, because some of y'all only care about today, next week, next month. Within 2 years, you have now put yourself in a position that at just 1% a day, you are outperforming the average American, which means you are outperforming 99% of the people on this planet. On the planet. Get over trying to get rich quickly. It's okay to get rich slowly. Because if we just stay on the same pace, if we just stay on the same pace for year 3, same pace, just 1%. 5x our money, $75,000 times 5. It's $375,000 a year. Now look, I don't know about y'all. I don't know where you come from. I don't know what your current bag situation is. I don't know where you at in life. But I do know that you could use an extra $375,000 per year. I'm blessed. I never got to work again another day in my life. I can still use an extra $375,000. If this makes sense to you, give me a 1% in your chat box. Because this all started from just starting with $3 and just making 1% a day. I just gave you math. I didn't give you my feelings. I didn't give you my thoughts. I didn't give you my opinion. I just gave you the mathematical facts of starting with $3 in your live account and making 1% a day. Now, I know some of y'all overachievers in here. I know some of y'all, Dion, I need 10% a day. I need 20% a day. Cool. All the overachievers, shout out to y'all. I'm an overachiever too. But I like math. And I also like to keep shit simple. 1%. Everybody in here said, Dion taught me the game. Dion taught me how to make $265. Dion taught me how to make $531. Dion taught me how to make $1,000 a day. Some of y'all in here said, yep, I made $265. Yep, I made $530. Yep, I made $1,000. So if you've already done it, do you believe that you could be consistent at making $30 a day to start? If you believe that, give me a yes in your chat box. A yes, not a Y, a full YES. Okay, that's your lesson. Tesla, the option that I got filled in, now it's starting to come back around. We down 25%. My stop loss is at 50%. My option is for $305. It doesn't expire until next Friday. I got some time. The average mean on the 5-minute chart is 349. If it comes up to 349, that's going to be a hell of a ride. We're going to get paid. If it don't, it's cool. I'm only risking 50%. On the 1-day chart, it's still at the bottom coming up. It's for me. It's mean on the 1 day. It's also 348. If Tesla just start coming back towards its mean, which is statistically has a high probability to do between now and next Friday. Now, I'm not going to hold this trade longer than Friday from a time perspective because it's only a 1 week and time decay. So worst case scenario and best case scenario, I'm getting out of this trade by Friday at 3:30. If I get stopped out, cool. It is what it is. I'll tip my cap. If Tesla start moving anywhere towards 346, but above 305, we about to get paid. That's it, everybody. Now, guess what? That's $30 a day starting at 3,000 in one asset class. Lord have mercy. When y'all get it, y'all gonna get it. That's one instrument. That's one asset class. You can say, hey, I want to make 1% of my starting amount in futures. You can put another $3,000 in the stocks, and you can say, I want to make $30 a day trading stock. You could also say, I want to make $30 a day trading options. I want to make $30 a day trading crypto. I want to make $30 a day trading Forex. I want to make $30 a day trading bonds. And you will look up, once you master one instrument at $30 a day, you will look up and you're like, damn, I'm doing 6 instruments a day at $30 a day. That's $180 a day at 1% with minimal risk. I don't have to load up the boat and put all these contracts in there. I ain't got to try to bet the whole boat on one trade. Damn, I can make $30 a day in 6 instruments in 6 different asset classes. That'll give me $180 a day. And let's do some math. So it's not Dion's opinion. $180 a day times 20 days a month It's $3,600 a month. I don't know about you. But I multiply that times 12, and I got $43,200. And that's not even increasing month over month. That's just 1 month of $30 a day, consistent. Not even the month over month that we just did. It's math, y'all. Trust the process, stick to the math, get out of your feelings, patience, self-control, and discipline, execute. Love, light, peace, wealth, great health, and abundance to each of you. I'm going to actually share this Trade Club replay because I think everybody needs to watch it. I'm going to actually post it on YouTube for free, and we'll post a link in the Discord because everybody needs to see and understand this math. It's not get rich quick, but if you set it up properly and you take a slow and steady approach, you can get rich quick. Do you see the difference in mindsets? Let me do the math, put the odds in my favor, slow and steady, and I will look up and I will have gotten rich quickly. Okay? Y'all enjoy y'all day. All right? Trade like the pros. I will see y'all Wednesday. I'm still trying to get the new algo site out for you all on Friday. I will keep you all posted. All right? Y'all enjoy. Peace.